Hi, ladies and gentlemen, we're on the last section of solving right triangles, and this says I have to solve the triangle. So when it says solve the triangle, that means I have to find all the angles and all the sides. So all the angles mean I need to find angle A, angle B, and angle C. And then I need to find side A, side B, and side C. So I'm going to go ahead and write down what I already know. Well, I know that angle C is 90 degrees, and I know that angle B is 54 degrees. And then I know that side A is 11. Remember, the sides are opposite the angles. So that's side A. This one is side C, and this one is side B. Okay, so now I know what I need to find. The easiest thing to find first would be angle A because I know two of the three angles. So that's pretty easy. I'm going to start at 180 and I'm going to subtract 90 and get 90. And then I'm going to subtract 54 and I get 36. So angle A is 36 degrees. Okay, now for the harder part. I need to find the sides. So I'm going to mark my angle. This is the angle. I'm going to work with the angle that they've given me. That's just my choice. And I know this side. The only side I know is the side adjacent. So if I know my SOHCAHTOA, the only ones with an A in it are Ka and Toa. So I'm going to probably use those two to find B and C. So it doesn't matter which one I start with first. Can I find B or C? It doesn't matter. Just go ahead and pick one and solve for it. So we're going to go ahead and start with B. So if I find B, side B is opposite the angle, and 11 is the adjacent, so that's tangent. So I've got tangent of 54 equals B over 11. So make it into a fraction, cross multiply, and then I get B equals 11 tangent of 54. Put that in my calculator, and it says round to the nearest tenth again, so that's 15.1. So B is 15.1. Okay, and now I'm going to find C. Well, C is my hypotenuse in this case, and I know my adjacent, so that's going to be cosine. So I'm going to say cosine of 54 equals 11 over C. And we'll turn that into a fraction, cross multiply, and I get C cosine of 54 equals 11. And I don't want, I want C by itself. So how do I do that? I divide by cosine of 54, and I divide, oh, that's an 11. Whew. Cosine of 54. So C is going to be approximately equal to 11 divided by cosine of 54, which is 18.7. So another little thing you guys already should know, but in case you don't remember, that whatever letter happens to be my hypotenuse, which in this case is C, it needs to be bigger than the other two sides. The hypotenuse is always the longest side. So 18.7, if I would have got something that was less than 15 or less than, oh my goodness, I think I totally wrote those in the wrong spot. So let me fix that here. I'm not sure why it's not erasing. There we go. Let's fix that. I think that should have been 11 and 15.1. There we go. So if I would have got a number that's less than 11 or 15.1, then I would have known C was wrong. So my hypotenuse has got to be longer than the other sides. So now we're going to go ahead and go on to the next one and do the same thing. Solve the triangle. So I'm going to just make this a little bigger so it's a little easier for everyone to see. So I want to find angle A, angle B, and angle C. And I want to find side A, side B, and side C. And I'm going to write in what I know. So I know the angle C is 90 degrees, and that's the only angle that I know. I know that side C is 14, and I know that side B is 12. Okay, so what I do know, the easiest thing to find on this one is my missing side, because I know two sides of a right triangle. Okay, two sides of a right triangle. So I can use the Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So that means I'm missing a, so a squared plus 12 squared equals 14 squared. So a squared plus 144 equals 196. Yep, I think that's right. Minus 144. So I get a squared equals 52. How do I undo a square? Well, you square root it. So a is approximately equal to 7.2. And that's less than my hypotenuse, so that's great. 7.2. Okay, now I want to pick an angle. Doesn't matter which angle you pick, just pick one to solve for. Well, I think I'll find angle B. And then which sides am I going to use? I'm going to use the sides that they give me, which in this case is the side opposite the side and the hypotenuse, okay? So that gives me sine of some angle, sine of B, because we don't know what B is, equals 12 over 14. So how do I find an angle? Well, I use the inverse, so sine inverse and sine inverse. So B, angle B, is approximately going to be equal to 58.9. So angle B is 58.9 degrees. So to find angle A is pretty easy. I'm just going to do 180 minus 90, which is 90, minus 58.9, which is 31.1. So there's 31.1 degrees. Okay. So here we go, last triangle to solve for, and we need angle A, angle B, and angle C. That's the letters, good. And A, side B, and side C. Notice I just want to point out, I know that I haven't yet, all the angles are capitalized and all the sides are little lowercase, so just as an FYI, I guess. So angle C is 90 degrees. Angle C is 9. I just kind of want to change the color up a little bit. Sorry. Angle A is 44 degrees, and side C is 10 degrees. So that means I need to find side A and side B. We can find angle A, right? 180 minus 90 is 90, minus 44 is 46, I believe. Yep. So this is 46 degrees. And then I'm going to mark my angle and highlight what side I know. I know the hypotenuse. That means I'm not going to use tangent. I'm only going to use sine or cosine. So let's go ahead and find A. A is opposite of 44, so that's sine. So sine of 44 equals A over 10. So cross multiply, so I get A equals 10 sine of 44, which is approximately equal to 6.9. Okay, great. And then the last one is the side adjacent, which is cosine. So cosine of 44 equals B over 10. Make it into a fraction, cross multiply. So I've got B equals 10 cosine of 44. So that's going to be approximately equal to 7.2. So that's 7.2. Okay, you guys, that's it. You'll have a couple problems to do, and then you're going to have Delta Math assignment. The checkpoint for this class will not be until after we do the story problems. So you'll have one checkpoint for Unit 12. So I will see you guys soon. Have a great week. So you won't have a checkpoint this week is what I'm trying to say. So sorry. I will see you guys next time. Have a great day. Bye.